completed. So in the assignment there are 8 steps. So let's go step by step. So for the first step is environment setup, and for the first step I have successfully created a Palantir account and I got the login details here. So this is the logged in account. As you can see here, I have logged in using my email ID, and in the Palantir Foundry I have created a project with name Learning Palantir. Let's go into the project. So these are the different repositories created inside the Learning Palantir project. So there are totally 6 directories. Each directory is represents each single step from starting from step 2 to step 7. So from step 2 to step 7 we have totally 6 directories, as you can see. Now let's go to the second step. The second step is data exploration and analysis in Contour, and as part of the second step I have created a directory called Learning Data Analysis with Contour. So inside this directory we have 2 datasets, equipment and parts, and we have several boards created inside equipment analysis. So in order to save time, I have already opened all the 6 directories to save the loading time. So as you can see, equipment analysis. So these are the several boards present inside the equipment analysis. So these boards were created as per the guidelines mentioned in the learn.palantir.com website, and as part of the course instructions, these were created. And now coming to the third step, building your first pipeline. Now here, if you go back to the home directory, I have created a directory with name deep dive building your first pipeline for the third step. So inside this directory we have a pipeline workflow which we have created. So this pipeline workflow I have already opened in a different tab. So these are the different nodes present in the pipeline. So we start with 3 datasets and perform several transformations and joins on the starting 3 datasets. So this we have created as part of the third step. And coming to the fourth code repositories, and for the fourth step we can see that I have created a directory called code report training for the fourth step, and there are 2 directories inside code report training directory, data and logic. So I have already opened the fourth step in a separate tab. So this is the Python code which we write as part of the fourth step. In this we have output path and input path. We have mentioned these input and output paths as part of the Python code. So we have named the file as claims.py, and this is the fourth step. We have again created a directory deep dive creating your first ontology for fifth step. And if you go inside, these are the different artifacts and subdirectories inside the creating your first ontology. So I have already opened this in a different tab as well. As you can see, we have created objects like aircraft, airline, airport, etc. inside this as part of this fifth step. And now coming to the sixth step end-to-end application deep dive. And for the sixth step, similarly, we have created another directory called deep dive building your first application for the sixth step. And if you go inside this directory, we have different datasets, workflows, and we have the application. We named it Shipment Operations Center, and I have already opened this application in a separate tab. So this is a Shipments Operations Center application created as part of the sixth step. And coming to the seventh step, AIP end-to-end workflow speedrun for the seventh step. So we created a directory called speedrun your first E2E AIP workflow as part of the seventh step. So inside this directory we have 2 files. The first file is called articles, and the second file is a workflow containing different transformations. So in the articles directory we have imported 5 different PDF files from marketplace. So these are the 5 articles we have imported, and we perform these PDF files, we convert them into structured data. We have already opened this here. So these are the 5 articles we start with in the workflow, and we process these PDFs, we bring them into structured format, and then we perform different LLM operations on these articles, 5 articles. So this is the E2E AIP workflow created as part of the 7th step. And coming to the 8th step, so in the 8th step we have, this is a do-it-yourself. What I have done is, so this is the last board which we create as part of the learning course. So after this last step I have created another board which is a filter board, where we are filtering columns with part purity value greater than 0.9. So by filtering this, so from the previous dataset we obtain a new dataset with part purity values greater than 0.9. So in this way we are getting the records of only those parts which have purity value greater than 0.9. So in this way we are creating a new dataset from the previous dataset, selecting very pure parts. And now coming to the second question, can you extend the first question, can you modify or extend the datasets in a meaningful way? So for the first question, that improve how a user interacts with the workflow. And for the second question, as you can see from the Shipment Operations Center application, there are 4 widgets in this, and as part of the learning course we end up getting 3 widgets, namely filters, product shipment arrivals, and shipment details. And I have added this 4th widget, which is a bar chart, with x-axis as departing date and y-axis as number. So what this gives is, it gives a visual representation of the number of products shipped on each day starting from 7th April and ending by 12th April. So as you can see, from 9th April to 10th April, highest number of products were shipped with a product count of 34. So 9 to 10 April was the day where 34 products were shipped, which was the highest number. And now coming to the third question. So as part of the third question, as you can see, if we see the pipeline workflow, we start with 3 datasets: transactions, products and customers. And here we are introducing data health checks like clean transactions, for example. So here, this transformation is clean transactions. We have transformed the initial transactions dataset using several conditions here, like here we have casted the units column to double. So in this way, we are cleaning the initial transactions dataset by introducing a new transform, and we are also rejecting those units which are not of double data type, and we have modified transaction date to the timestamp data type. So by introducing these different modifications on the initial data, we are ensuring we are in fact cleaning the initial dataset. And now coming to the fourth question. So as part of the fourth question, so this is the E2E AIP workflow which we obtained. So from this, if we see, so here we have performed several transformations as part of the E2E workflow, and here we have transformed the initial process PDF dataset by extracting chunks from the initial dataset. So this is the final row. So this way we have added intermediate nodes throughout this workflow, which transform the dataset progressing forward. So this is the fourth question.